Okay, welcome to the September 12th Thursday chat. We have several people for announcements. We'll start with Bonnie Rosenberg. Unmute.
Thank you so much, Jerry. And it's just good to see everybody on Zoom today. Two quick announcements. The first is thanking everybody who came to welcome Ruth Zacharin from the Mass Coalition earlier this week. And I just wanted to let you know, many of you asked for some follow-up information about the new omnibus gun bill. And I've just posted a letter from Ruth with ways to get involved and information about the bill. I've just posted it on the residents Google group. So you can find that there. And then it's an honor to bring another extraordinary leader and educator to Newbridge next week on the 18th, Wednesday at 2 o'clock. And her name is Dr. Allison Druin. She is head of school and co-founder of an extraordinary new school that's opening in 2025, the J.S. Bryant School. And in Allison's words, to give you a sense of what she'll talk about, we have sat on floors at picnic tables, on porches, and under trees. We have met with almost 50 teenagers at local camps in Massachusetts, from the Berkshires to the north of Boston. And to all of these teens, we asked, where do you feel your most authentic self? We wanted to learn where, when, and by whom do they feel comfortable, affirmed, and heard. We heard loud and clear, it is when diversity is celebrated, equity is prioritized, and inclusion is not just a good idea, but offers tangible lived experiences. What we must concede is that these possibilities are not easy to make happen. Today's high school students are struggling with anxiety, depression, suicidality, trauma, and victimization. Youth that identify as being in the LGBTQ plus community, particularly those that identify as trans and non-binary young people, report much higher rates of struggle. Therefore, our team explored more deeply through co-design with these teams what the queer high school of the future could be. And so with energy, creativity, and a bag of art supplies, teams of 2 to 3 students co-designed gender-affirming spaces and programs. They described the agency and autonomy learners need. They described outdoor integrative project-based learning. They insisted on strong and flexible wellness programs. When Dr. Druin speaks with us, she is going to share her co-designed stories, ideas, and visions for the future. She will explain how her work with teens is a bridge to the design of the J.S. Bryant School, and she will share what she believes this means for educators, parents, and students who deeply care about a world that can support all learners where they can be their most authentic selves. Sandy and I have been to the school, have been following Allison and her husband, Ben, and a team of educators. And I promise you, you will learn so much. Your eyes will be opened, and so too will your hearts be opened. And you will get excited.
I'm going to need my wallet.
Possibilities.
I need to get something out of my wallet.
For education in the future for all students.
Thanks, I would say as parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and friends, we all know people in the LGBTQ plus community, and they need help. And this is a wonderful, wonderful activity, and please come and hear about it, how somebody can go and deal with some social problems very creatively. Thank you.
Okay, Rabbi Judy Ehrlich.
Mute. Oh, hello, everybody. I bet you can guess what I'm going to say, But just in case you can't, 3 weeks from today is Rosh Hashanah. And I'm delighted that so many people have already sent in their attendance forms for the High Holy Days. And I would love to ask you, I mean, I am asking you to please send it in by the deadline of next Friday, but don't wait until next Friday because there's lots to do once we know who's coming. There's a lot of planning that goes into that information. So please, please do sign up as soon as you can. Thanks very much. That's all for today.
Okay, Larissa Levitch.
Thank you. So 2 short announcements. I have started getting questions about our fall courses, and I'd like to let you know that the course, because of the Jewish holidays, because of high holidays, not to break it, I'm going to start our fall semester after high holidays, the 3rd week of October. We're going to have 3 courses. I'm not going to tell you yet what courses are going to be, but I can tell you for sure there are 3 fascinating courses, more to come. And then I wanted to share with you some of my excitement. In the last year, I've noticed that we got a really amazing group of artists that represent different art medium in as members of our communities. They are very active, they are very engaged. You can see them here and there. And we created a group of enthusiastic artists that represent different mediums and met a few days ago to think about the future of art at Newbridge as a big picture, but also our art studio as the first phase. And what we're planning to do, we want to do a very deep cleaning of our art studio and empty all unused drawers and cabinets and actually make them available for new artists. So what I'm going to request of you, if you have any materials and supply in the art studio, please label your cabinet or your drawer. We have a deadline for you to claim your supply and material. We're not going to touch it if it's labeled, but the deadline to do it is September 20th. So if you don't claim your materials and supplies and your drawers and your cabinets by September 20th, we will assume that it's nobody's and we will start deep cleaning. The sooner we go through this process, the sooner we will get to the next phase of how we can utilize art studio in a more exciting way. Quoting one of the members of our committee, we want to increase enjoyment of the art room. Please help us. Thank you.
Thank you. And now Josh Ferraro. You're all
Hi,
set.
Jerry. Thank you. So we're in the Shapiro boardroom, myself and Chelsea behind me. And I will be sharing my screen in just a moment to kind of walk through where the best place is on the dining website to find the high holiday information for dining and how to utilize the electronic pre-order forms. But I do have a couple of brief announcements first. If you've looked at the forecast this weekend, it looks like the temperatures are rising, which is a great segue to the upcoming safari we're having Monday in Great Meadow Hall for the Wind Down. The Wind Down Travel Committee is going to Kenya on Monday, so bring your passport and your safari hat. And we will be having a special guest. Some of you may remember this guest who worked in our department. They still work for Newbridge on the Charles, and they are originally from Kenya. So we're very excited about this Monday's Wind Down. The flyer will be repeated in the dining packet, and the flyer is also posted on the TV. So we hope to see you there. We are planning the next Centro lunch menu change for Monday, September 23rd. Next Thursday's Zoom chat, Chef Patrick will come on and introduce the new menu prior to the launch on the following Monday. The menu will go out in next Friday's dining packet, but we plan to put a preview on the dining website prior to that. So if you check the website at some point next week, you will see that central lunch menu preview on the dining website. Any questions on those two items before I get into the High Holy Days? All
No.
right, thank you. I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen. Share. All right. Jerry, can everyone see my screen? It should be the Newbridge Culinary Corner.
Yes, they can.
All right, thank you very much. So you can access the Newbridge Culinary Corner on the homepage of the dining website through the Touchtown app or going to nbocdine.org directly. Depending on where you're at and where you need the information, I would say that the website itself sometimes is a more direct way of getting there on a tablet or on a computer. I'd like to bring your attention to the tab that's fairly new. Right here, it says Holy Days Dining. So we click on High Holy Days 2024. And the first part of it is some general information. Any of the menus or bulletins, if you're on your computer or on your phone and you'd like to view them in a larger format, if you simply click on them, it will bring it up in a way that is more easy to read. I'm going to briefly go over some of this information because it is important. If you need any additional support or have any questions about the dining operations during the High Holy Days, please reach out to Chelsea or myself, and those phone numbers and email addresses are located right there. The majority of the dining team can also help you and are very well informed. But if you are in your unit and have a question, feel free to reach out to one of us. Reservations for the High Holy Day dining were opened this past Monday. For the ones in Centro, there are no pre-orders for the Centro, so contacting the host stand directly by calling extension 49100 or just speaking to the host team in person. Obviously, because it's so far in advance, online reservations are not an option for the High Holy Days. Pre-order forms for the dinners in Great Meadow Hall and for the one in Nosh on the Erev Yom Kippur serve as your reservation. So once you've submitted a pre-order dining form, that is your reservation. You can submit a paper order form or use the electronic order form to place those. Guests and family members are welcome to join residents for all dining events for Rosh Hashanah, Erev Yom Kippur, and Yom Kippur Break the Fast. There's a 10-seat maximum for the dinners in Great Meadow Hall and 8-seat maximum for the dinners in Centro. For the pre-order events, non-refundable charges will be processed 48 hours prior to the event. You do not need to pre-order the High Holy Days in Centro, but reservations are required. Takeout meals will be available the day of if ordered before 2 p.m.
I know.
And for larger takeout meals of more than 6, you would, for bulk orders, simply reach out to Newbridge Catering 2 weeks notice. There have been some residents who want to have their offsite events catered. If you submit a request to Newbridge Catering, Chelsea or Jennifer will reach out to you to get that information to arrange the food to be prepared and picked up. So that's the general information. Did I miss anything?
Just for the Break the Fast is a buffet, so they make a normal reservation.
Thank you. So for Break the Fast in the Winter Garden, no, I'm sorry, in the Great Meadow Hall, my apologies, on Yom Kippur, that is a buffet. So that is the only one for the kosher that you actually do still need to make a reservation for. So you would contact Nosh at extension 49101 or see the Nosh team in person. There is no pre-order for Break the Fast because it is a kosher dairy buffet. And a lot of that information can be found as you scroll down through the dates. Again, if you come across a menu and you find it difficult to read, if you simply click on the menu not only can you bring it up, but you can also zoom in. So I just want to make sure everyone is aware of that option. Pardon me. As we scroll down, for the events that require a pre-order, if you're on this page and you want to click right here where it says click here to complete electronic order, the deadline for those are September 20th. Once you click, it will bring you to that particular night where you can place the order. So this is the way to place an electronic order, and many residents have already taken advantage of this. So for those of you, thank you. For those of you that need a quick refresher, the first thing you want to do is choose how many meals you're going to need. So if I'm ordering for just myself, I'm going to here click 1. If I'm ordering for myself and my household partner, I would click 2. If I am also inviting children, grandchildren, family members, you would choose the total number of meals. Please keep in mind that you are not ordering for other residents you may be joining. They will place their own orders and you can just request to be seated with them. That's very important. Once you have the right number, you simply click Get Tickets. Now, Chelsea, this is the name of the person who'll be charged. So this is going to be me first, correct?
It's, yeah.
Okay. So I enter Joshua Ferraro. If you enter an email, you will get a confirmation. So. Okay. And then here, I would repeat because I'm ordering for myself. And I'm going to have soup. I'm going to have chicken. Oh, my unit number is 11111. All right. And my dessert. And if I want to be seated with a particular person, so I want to be seated with Jerry Weiner, if he'll have me. And then you just go through until you've completed all of your meals for the people. So I'm not going to go through each and every one. And then at the very bottom, once you have completed this form, there will be a place to check out now and submit your order. You will receive an email confirmation. So please remember, if you don't get that email confirmation or there is an issue, you can reach out to Chelsea or myself. You can also use the contact us options, which I will show you at the bottom of the screen. You can also fill this out if you are having a particular problem, but phone call, direct email, or using this how can we help form. Was there anything, Chelsea, that I forgot to mention or that I missed?
Nope.
All right. I really think that's the end of my tutorial. Again, this is all on that one button, High Holy Days, on the dining website, accessible directly through the website or by using Touchtown. And Jerry, if there are any questions, I'm happy to try and answer them.
So let's stop sharing so we can see
Yep.
the screen.
All right.
All right, so we have a couple. We start with Elaine Oppenheimer.
Okay.
Elaine, go ahead.
Josh, my question is the buffet for Break the Fast in Centro. Is it
Yes.
going to be the same kind of menu as the one down in Great Meadow Hall?
Similar but different, and that menu has been uploaded. There was a little bit of a delay. It was still being finalized. That menu is now uploaded on the dining website where I just was under High Holy Days. If you scroll down to the October 12th, Break the Fast in Centro, that menu has been uploaded and is updated.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you, Helene.
Marlene.
Josh, I assume that pre-ordering was for takeout. If I've signed up for the second night of Rosh Hashanah and it's the buffet in Centro, I don't have to pre-order anything, correct?
There are no pre-orders required at all for any of the meals in Centro, but I want to be clear, the form that I just showed is not for takeout. Those are for the first 2 nights communal dinners in Great Meadow Hall and for the Erev Yom Kippur in Nosh on Friday, October 11th. Those 3 meals do require pre-order. You can either fill out a paper pre-order form that was in last week's dining packet, well, sent with the dining packet, but separate, or you can go online. But those are for the pre-order communal dinners, the 3 of them.
Thank you.
Yeah, Marlene, thank you. Great question.
Any other questions? Faye, David, see anybody? Okay, we'll move on then to Matt.
All right, good afternoon, Newbridge. I hope everyone's doing well. Josh, Chelsea, thank you for all the information. I think as the community can see, it takes an awful lot of planning, particularly for the High Holy Days. And in some regards, it's like planning for a wedding. So please take your time, make your selections, make sure you understand the way the processes are. Every single year, there's a heartbreak, which sounds like this, a phone call to my office, somebody saying that they want to bring 10 people the day before, and then I have to say no, and it breaks my heart. And the reason I have to say no is because once the plan's put in place, many hours have gone into seating arrangements, figuring out meals, the list goes on and on. So it's very challenging last minute. So please try to plan ahead. I don't want to break your heart, and I don't want my heart broken either. So that would mean a great deal. Speaking of food, we're in that time, that window for meal adjustments. If you recall, twice a year, you can make a meal adjustment. Those 2 times a year are April and October. And there'll be a blurb in my letter tomorrow. But if you want to make a meal adjustment, you send a note to statementinquiries@hsl.edu, and I'll put that in the chat. But I'll read the blurb to you really fast just to give you an idea of the way this works. Should you wish to change your meal credit, we'll make a $50 adjustment to your monthly fee for $100. Excuse me, hold on one second. Sorry, guys. You make a $50 adjustment to your monthly fee for $100 worth of meal credits. For example, if you wish to raise your meal credits by $100, we'll add $50 to your monthly bill. Conversely, lowering your meal credit by $100 will result in a $50 savings each month to your statement. The effective date for any changes you request is October 1st. So again, this comes up twice a year. We have quite a few people that take advantage of increasing their meal credits. And again, it'll increase your monthly service fee by $50, and you'll get 100 more credits to do so. Quickly, Jerry, I think I see a note in the chat. Do I need to renew the change that's already in place, or will it continue until I ask to change it? Dean, great question. It will continue until you ask to change it. Any more questions on that one?
No,
All right, terrific. So the other big thing that's been happening in the background is Hebrew Senior Life's information technology team, and I've alluded to this earlier, is busy trying to figure out how to seamlessly replace the phone system, the infrastructure, and they're planning on starting this on Monday. Now, they're still waiting for the vendor to confirm a few things, but we'll be sending out information tomorrow with all the frequently asked questions and what you can expect. But for the sake of being together today, I'd like to just take us through some of the basics. So there will be nobody entering your apartment. The cottages will be a little bit different because we'll need to get into the garages in the cottages, particularly the boiler rooms, which is where the phone information is located. So the plan as of now, but it could change, is to start Monday morning in the 1,000 building, 2,000 building, 3,000 building, 4,000 building, and 5,000 building. The 1,000 through 4,000 building, the phones will be offline anywhere from 15 minutes to a half hour. And they're planning on starting that work at 7:30 in the morning. In the 5,000 building, they're planning on starting that work at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then on Wednesday, and this is where access will be needed, they're planning on starting the cottages at 7:30 in the morning. So will you be able to receive incoming calls or make outgoing calls? Unfortunately, like I said, there'll be about 15 to 30 minutes where the phone system just will not work. You won't be able to receive incoming or outgoing calls. If you have an emergency during this time, please make sure to pull the emergency pull cord, or you can use your cell phone and call 911. Our security team will be around, of course, and ready to react should you have any needs. In terms of phone equipment, all your own phone equipment will still work just the way it always has. The one unfortunate thing though was with the upgrade of the system, we're going to have to create new passwords, and this goes for employees as well. In the frequently asked question tomorrow, it'll actually take you through how you reset and record your voicemail system, as well as some basic phone instructions. So there's a lot of information around this whole phone thing. We're going to do our best to communicate it clearly. Like I said, we're going to put out exactly what's happening, a frequently asked question, voice friend reminders, and then Community Life is going to have a team of people that are able to assist if anybody needs help resetting their voicemails. So more to come, but I don't want to flood the community with information just yet until I get the final word from IT that they are moving forward as planned on Monday. And they've assured me they'll give me this word by tomorrow. So
We have two questions from the
We
cottage.
have, oh, yeah, go ahead, Phyllis Hirsch.
Matt, people came this past week to the cottages, and they said that they were doing this work. There was nothing about changing codes or emails or anything else. So I don't know, does this mean that what they did was not what you're talking about and they're going to come back next week?
sure sounds like it. Yep, they're going to be back next week. So what all this is the hardware that's basically in the phone closets in the main buildings. And in the cottages, you have a little bit of phone hardware in the boiler rooms, in your garages. So they have to get in there and swap out the hardware in there. When they do all that, that's when whatever you have for your voicemail will be erased, and you're going to have to reset your voicemail. That's the part that's most frustrating, I think, because that's active involvement from everybody in the community as opposed to a small inconvenience for a short amount of time, and then everything just works. But there's no way around that one. So, yep, that's exactly what's happening.
So I still don't quite understand, because they did come and they did go into our boiler and nobody told us to change. There's nothing that we needed to change or that we did. So are they coming back?
They're coming back. They were probably evaluating to see what needed to be replaced in each individual unit. That would be my guess.
Because they said what they were doing was changing.
Yeah. I think, Phyllis, they walked in, they assessed to figure out what needs to be done, and then they're adjusting the plan based on what they've discovered.
Okay.
So here's the thing. The system that we have isn't being supported anymore. So if something breaks in that system, we're going to lose phones. And that's just something we can't have, so.
I'm not finding fault with any
No, I know you're not. I'm just trying to be more explanatory for the community so everybody understands.
But they did come with equipment into the garage. They did do something with equipment.
Yeah. Terry, are you on the call by chance? Would you happen
Yes,
to?
yeah, Matt, I'm here. So what we did was we came in and we had to put a piece of equipment. It's the new equipment that's going in. We put that in the boiler room in preparation for next week. So we want to make sure that the equipment that's in the boiler room is up, it's working, we can get to it. So when the time comes to move things over, it goes smooth, very smooth. So it'll be seamless once we get to your cottage next week. And we want to, try to minimize the amount of downtime. So by doing this pre-work, that is what we're trying to accomplish.
Okay. So when are they coming to the cottages?
It'll be Wednesday, starting at 7:30 in the morning.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Terry Union. Unmute, Terry. Go ahead.
Better? Okay. So I wasn't here when what Phyllis was discussing occurred, so I don't know what they did because I wasn't here to observe. But question I have is they're coming starting at 7:30. So if you're not going to be here, do they have access? I guess they have access to the garage.
Correct. Security will be with them, Terry.
Yeah, so, because I could just leave the garage door open too.
Yeah,
So-
security will be with them. I imagine they'll have access.
So what the schedule currently is with the phone company, because I'm kind of at the mercy of them to cut these lines over from the old stuff to the new. So they're giving me a schedule of 7:30 to 9:30. And so what I'm hoping is that they're a little later, because I don't want to get up to your units at 7:30 in the morning. I don't want to have to wake anybody up. But at the same time, if they tell me it's done at 7:30, I don't want to leave you without a phone for very long. So I'm hoping that we can get towards later on, 8:30. I'm going to work with them, try to get that done. So that way it's not so early in the morning.
So right now, my phone, if you call my house phone, it goes directly to my cell phone. Is that going to be an impact on that?
Yes, that will change. You'll have to go back in and then forward your phone number again.
Okay, why don't you tell me how to do it?
Of course we will.
Okay,
Thank you.
pay a fine.
Yeah, I assume that when they switch over the voicemail, any saved voicemails will be gone.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Carol Holland.
Matt kind of answered it, but I'm kind of curious, what exactly is this new phone system going to do? Are we going to notice any improvement, or was it simply something you had to do? What exactly is being done? And is it something that's we're going to feel the benefits or see the benefits? Just curious about that.
No, there's no real benefits. It's going to be the same system. It's pretty much the same thing. It's just that it's a little bit newer equipment that is being supported, whereas the older equipment, the company we had doesn't support it any longer. So that's why we had to do it.
I think the benefit's going to be that we won't have to worry about it crashing.
Exactly.
Thanks. Sid Josephi.
Has what you needed to do in the cottages been finished?
Yes.
Okay, because we weren't aware that anyone came at all.
Well, I should say yes, the preliminary work, like we said, we got to come back next Wednesday. So
But the but the preliminary work has been done in our cottage, even though we weren't aware that anyone came.
that is correct. And I thought security had sent out a voice, Frank, to everybody, letting them know we would be coming. So I apologize if you didn't get that.
No, definitely not.
Then we did get an email at the beginning.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions on this subject?
Well, thank you all. As you can see, we're trying to coordinate a whole lot of different moving pieces to make this thing work. And Terry, thank you for joining us on the Zoom chat today. Very helpful.
Okay, anytime, Matt. You have a good day.
You too. Okay, I'm going to move on. So we're still in contact with Dedham Pharmacy about the vaccination clinic. They're having a hard time right now getting the updated vaccine. So we are going to go ahead and book them for a flu clinic. And we're going to have the details on that next week. And we're going to hope that they can do both the flu and the COVID vaccine at the same time. But if they cannot, they will do the flu clinic and then they'll come back for the COVID-19 vaccination. And again, this flu vaccine, this is the high dose, the high test stuff. So hopefully we'll have that date for you next week and we'll be able to make it convenient and do it on site. If people aren't comfortable waiting, particularly for the COVID-19 vaccination, I know they're being offered at all the local pharmacies, whether it's CVS or Walgreens. I think the larger pharmacies, from what I've heard, have swallowed up a lot of the vaccinations. So Dedham Pharmacy is having a little bit of a challenge getting their hands on it. But they have assured us that they will do so. In terms of the cottage irrigation, I don't have much of an update other than we're waiting on the vendor to come out and start talking about plans. As I mentioned last week, they discovered a leak underneath the parking lot in assisted living. So they're going to have to excavate part of that parking lot, go in there, repair the leak, repair the parking lot, and then the cottage irrigation will be back in business from there. Every week somebody asks me how many COVID cases we have. We have one right now at the moment. So I'll preemptively share that information with everybody, and the person's doing just fine. And then lastly, I just want to remind everybody that on October 6th, Needham is hosting the Jog Your Memory Run. And this is a really special event that Newbridge Island Charles sponsors. And it's for caregivers of those with cognitive impairment. And it's a 5K walk or like a 1.5 mile walk and then a 5K run. I got that backwards, my apologies. But it's a really nice event. Everybody gets together. There's usually a very strong Newbridge contingent. It's a nice walk. It's usually a wonderful morning. It's just a quick hour in and out, but quite impactful and quite special. So if any of you can join, it would be lovely to see you there. And otherwise, I'll open it up for questions.
Any questions? Phyllis Hirsch?
What time is the walk?
The walk, I'm going to tell you right now, Phyllis, I believe it begins at 9 a.m., but I'll confirm that with you.
Okay.
I'll send you a note confirming the time.
Okay, any other questions?
Can I just add, if you're going to plan on going to the walk, you can either let myself or Emily Siegel know. And if you let us know ahead of time, you'll also get a Newbridge t-shirt.
Christina, do you know what time the walk begins? Is it 9?
Yes.
That's 9.
Okay.
It's really
And where
nice.
where does it begin?
It's at the elementary school in Needham. It begins right there. It goes around the neighborhood and then comes back. And it's usually a really great crowd.
Which elementary school?
It's the Mitchell Elementary School.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Anybody else? Okay, we'll see you next week. Thank you very much.
Take care, everyone.
Barbara, you made it.
How many were there?
86.
Oh, very good. And what did she say, 85?
She said 85.
Very good.
Okay.